Hi everyone, it is time for a science lesson. Okay, so you need to have your chick journal, and hopefully you just watched the video of Miss All candling the egg. If you didn't watch that, go back and watch that first. I put it first, so watch that one first before you do this, okay? Now, if you watched the video of Miss All candling the egg, how cool was that? To see her with the flashlight and the egg on top, and she could see inside. Did you see the blood vessels and the air sac and the dark place where the chick was? You could almost see the chick moving a few times. It was so cool. So what was the candler? It was a flashlight. It was a special flashlight with a it has a rubber part around it to protect the egg because you don't want to use anything hard on the egg. But it's a special flashlight to use for looking inside of the chicken eggs. It's pretty awesome that you can do that. So now that you've seen how that works, I want you to follow along with me. You don't need to go in your journal yet. We're not going to write yet. We're going to talk for a few minutes, then we're going to write. So let's go and look at what's happening on day 14 because that's what we're on. Friday was the 11th day, then Saturday was day 12, Sunday was day 13. Today is day 14. How many days do we have to go to? Do you remember? Good. 21 right here. See 21. All right. But we're on day 14. We talked during calendar about how we have 7 more days to go. So look what you see happening on day 14. Definitely we see those what? What are those red things? Blood vessels. Good. And the yellow stuff's the yolk, and that's the nutrients that are helping this baby chick grow. Now, this baby chick is not ready to come out yet. If that baby chick tried to come out of the egg right now, it would not be ready yet. It's not formed or developed. His wings aren't totally developed. He's not strong enough. So they have to stay in that egg for 21 days. That's how long it takes. But what you do see is do you see how you can start seeing the feathers growing on the chick? And it does look a lot more like a chick now, doesn't it, than it did in the beginning. But it still has 7 more days to get fully formed into a chick. It's going to get so big that it doesn't fit in that egg anymore. That's why it's got to come out. It runs out of room in there. So it's not quite there yet, okay? But it's getting there. So let's read and see what this tells us about day 14, okay? Listen. It says, Good morning. This morning marks 14 days complete and only 7 days to go. The embryos are really growing now. Over the next few days, the embryo will begin to turn so that its head is pointed towards the big end of the egg. The blunt end is where the air cell is located. Do you remember in the video that Miss All showed you where that air sac was? Next week, before it hatches, it will need to have access to the air cell to begin breathing on its own. Right now, it doesn't need that air. Right now, it's not breathing on its own. But when it gets bigger and it's time to come out, it will need that air. It has to turn around now because in a few days it will be too big and not have enough room to turn around. If that happened, the chick would not be able to hatch. So it has to start turning around in the egg now and get its head where the egg sac or the air sac is. So that when it's time, it's facing that way. Because think about it, if you were cramped in something really small, it'd be really hard to turn your body around. So he's got to do it now, or she's got to do it now when they're little. Our word for today is poultry. Can you say poultry? Good job. Poultry are domesticated birds kept by humans for the eggs they produce, their meat, their feathers, or sometimes for pets. Examples of poultry would be chickens and turkeys. It could also be geese and ducks and quail and pigeons, but does not include birds that are in the wild. The key to this is that they have to be raised by humans. That's what domesticated means. So, poultry are birds that people keep like on a farm. Remember we went to Curtin Farms and we saw those birds there, the chickens in the cages? Those were domesticated poultry because the farmers use them when they lay eggs. They eat the eggs. Or when the chickens get older, the turkeys get older, then we eat the chickens and turkeys. We do. All right, so this is what's happening on day 14. Now, before we go to the page in our journal, I want to show you these eggs. So I have one from over the weekend you didn't get to see. This one is from day 13. So this one's from yesterday. I want you to look and see what you notice. Do you see how their feathers are forming? You can see the feathers over here. Okay. And the beak even looks better. And look, his feet and talons are developing more. Very good. And let's look at day 14. This is today's. Now, one of the things I really notice is that its wing right here, you see it, is really starting to develop more. Its wing, its head, even its little tail looks bigger. So we can see that the chick is getting ready. Okay, it's getting closer. All right, very good. I'm gonna put these away real quick. All right, now I want you to get out your chick journal. Everybody get out your chick journal. And we are going to go to this page that looks like this. Okay, so flip through your journal. It's not this one. You did this one Friday. It's this page right here. Now at the top, it says, let's read this here. See the word we? It says, we candled the eggs. Now it says, draw the candler. And what did it look like in Miss All's video? It was a flashlight. So what you can do is up in here, you can draw the picture. Now, don't draw the picture yet. Let's go ahead and write our sentence first. Okay, let's write our sentence. It says, what does a candler do? What did it do, boys and girls? What did it do? It let us see inside the egg. So it shows inside the egg. So maybe we could write that. Let's write, it shows inside the egg. Let's try to write that. Okay, so get your pencils ready. We're going to write on these lines before we draw our picture. So let's write down here. I'm going to write on this big line so I have space. I'm going to write right here. So it, that is a snap word. It's the first word of a sentence, uppercase I. It is I-T. It. I'm going to change my pencil a little. All right, shows. Oh, I hear a digraph at the beginning of shh. What digraph do you hear? S-H. Good. Okay, make sure you have your finger space. It shh. Show. Oh, oh, I hear that O sound. It shows. Shows. Yep, an S. It shows inside. Inside. Now, inside has two parts. Inside. Now, listen, it has in, which we already know. That's a snap word, so that's easy. I-N. Now we just have to figure out side. S. I hear an S again. Sigh, I. If you know how to do this, I want you to write this by yourself. Now, what do you hear at the end of inside? Inside. I hear a D. Good. It shows inside. Now, the word the, you can do. Finger space, snap, and a snap. Write the word the. It shows inside the. Now, the word egg, I see the word egg right here. This says eggs. So you know what? I'm going to write that because I can see it right there. But definitely it starts with eh. What does it start with? E. Egg is E-G-G. It shows inside the egg. And what goes at the end of our sentence? A period. Great. So what does a candler do? It shows inside the egg. Great job. Now you can draw your picture of a candler. Draw your picture of a candler. Take your time. Miss Alls kind of looked like it was black, or maybe her flashlight was blue. I don't know. I'm gonna draw the flashlight. I think it had like a black part on top. And then we put the egg on top. It's gonna be hard to draw a white egg, so I'm gonna use gray so we can kind of see it. Here's my egg on top of the flashlight. And then I'm gonna draw the light shining out to show that there was light, you know, like some light coming out. That's my light. And it showed inside the egg. That's pretty cool. So you can draw your candler and you can take your time. I'm going to end this video, but if it takes you longer to draw it. I want you to add details. You can label the things, and take your time and make a great drawing, okay? Very good job with science, everybody. There's another video on the blog today where you can read a book about chickens, and there is a little short video about a chicken on a farm that you can also watch. So great job for science. Tomorrow we'll check in for day 15 and see what's happening. Bye, everyone.